My father's first memory in life was chasing a car down the road after being dropped off at an orphanage with his 3-month-old brother. His mother had decided that it was better for them to be there than under her care, and just as quickly as they had arrived at the boys' home, she was gone. His mother was not sick or poor, but after her husband was injured in a serious accident, had decided that leaving her boys was somehow the best choice. With a tear-stained face, there he was running behind 4 wheels as they traveled out of sight, stealing the only life he'd ever known out from under him. He would never let go of that moment. That moment took his happiness, and he would never forget. I sat in front of him 51 years later as he came to terms with the fact that he was dying. Cancer had come knocking, and his body could no longer avoid the call of what would soon be the end. He had walked out on us again a year before this moment, and there we sat in his mother's home. As much as I thought I hated this man, I was at his door as soon as I found out he was sick. We sat in a bright living room decorated with floral chairs and faint yellow walls. Most would have found the room uplifting, but as I sat there and looked at the shadow of the man he once was, the heaviness of the room took my breath away. Without fear, he said, "Carrie, I am dying. It's what I've wanted my whole life. I just want to go home." I realize now that home is what he had actually been searching for all of those years, and that he ran from his happiness with the same determination that he had run after his mother so many years before. He was the same little boy that just wanted to go home. I saw him with unconditional love in my heart for perhaps the first time in my life. I released all of the pain and resentment that I harbored for him and just loved my daddy that day. It was a moment that I will never forget. At 19 years of age, I realized my daddy packed his suitcase and he managed to make it past the half-mile mark. He kept running where I couldn't, but in the end, he and I both realized you can never outrun yourself.